Well, hello, dear participants of the course Pathworks, la tarea escolar como estrategia educativa. It has been good to see that you have been having a good participation in the course so far, planning, discussing in the forum, exchanging information. Now, I would like to tell you a bit about what is known as action research or classroom-based research, or in this case, especially for this course, to talk about small-scale action research. What is this? Well, simply defined, small-scale action research is some practice that you do in one of your classes, focusing your attention on a specific task, on a specific activity, or observing students for some specific reason, is some special focus on a moment of a class or some classes, and sometimes on some students as well. So in this case, what we are asking you to do is to implement some of the tasks you have been planning for the course based on the different types of homework, basically following the taxonomy used for this course, which differentiates tasks for homework in type A, B, or C, and also considering this in parallel with Bloom's taxonomy, and also cases of differentiation. Yes, so as we are asking you to implement one of the tasks of what you have planned in one of your classes, I will briefly tell you about action research. There are some general steps that we are going to follow for this course, which is first deciding on a research question, that is, writing a research question, that is, what do I want to investigate? What do I want to research in one of my classes? This is very important, and it doesn't have to be something broad, but on the contrary, you have to narrow the scope of what you want to observe that effectively. The other step is planning for action research, that is basically what you are going to do in the class with your students. And then for this course, sharing your research question and plan in the forum for one of the classes in the course. This last step is sharing here in the course, in the context of the course. Sometimes you share this with other colleagues in your school or in some conferences you may attend, but for this course, we will be sharing through the forum. Then there are some aspects to consider when implementing action research. Again, I repeat that this is not an ambitious thing to do, but is a small scale, so it should be something manageable, in the sense of time, and also in the number of students involved and in the number of tasks involved in your research. There are some questions we may consider, as you can see on the slide. The first one is, what is the purpose of my research or of my observation? Basically, why am I going to do this research in one of my classes? The second question is, what will I explore? This is important because you have to be aware of what you want to explore and why you are going to do that. The reason. This is closely connected with the purpose. Okay, so in this question, the what will I explore question would be based on, in the context of this course, on the different tasks that you prepare, that you plan for one of your classes, based on the taxonomy for homework, type A, B, or C. uh, and see, and here I go to the third question, what evidence will I gather? That is, by asking students to do these different type of tasks to different groups, remember that if we are talking about differentiation and about the taxonomy, is not necessarily giving the whole class the same tasks, but we may think of your class as 3 big groups where you divide the class according to different students' readiness, for example, for different tasks, and give them these different type of tasks and see what evidence you can get by asking them to do this differentiation, okay? The fourth question is, how will I collect the information? Basically, if you're asking students to do the task, there are some possibilities. One of them is through observation while students are doing the task. Remember that if you cannot give students the task for homework because of a question of time for this course, time constraints, then you can give them as classwork and observe how students react to the different tasks, if they are type A, B, or C. Okay, and then another possibility is by collecting. This is very useful, by collecting students' tasks for a correction at home or during the class, and analyze how they did, yes, in the different tasks. And also analyzing the data, the last question, that is, how will I analyze the data, is what aspects, what categories do I have to consider for analyzing that? One category could be, students' fulfillment with the task. I mean, could students do the task? All right, that could be one category. Then another category could be task fulfillment in relation to different type of tasks, type A, B, or C, for example. Yes. A third possibility could be having conferences with students, that is, asking sort of simple interviews with students, asking them to comment on the task and how they found the task, yes, during the task. So basically, these are some of the steps to follow. That is, writing the research question, that is, establishing the purpose of your action research, also narrowing what you are going to explore. The other one could be to see what evidence will you gather, how you are going to collect information, and then how you are going to analyze the data. Once you implement the task, we will go to the last stage in the course, which is after the implementation. And here, we would like you to share with your partners and with your tutor, with Karina, some aspects like this that you have mentioned here, like the levels of fulfillment of the task by the students, yes, that is, how much students could do, also in relation to the taxonomy, the positive aspects you could observe. You can relate this with the type of homework again, and the relationship between classwork and homework if you have the possibility of working in class and then giving students homework for the following class. And the final stage would be to consider aspects or sharing aspects that are worth reconsidering. Sometimes when we implement action research or any other type of research, also more formal ones, there are aspects that are not fulfilled or done as expected. So this is common. Don't worry about this, because this happens in research. That's why we are researching, investigating to see what works and what doesn't work. So this could be aspect also to reconsider in this case in the selection of tasks, in the differentiation of tasks according to the different types of homework or some other aspects of differentiation as you have seen in the course, and then thinking of alternatives for further for future implementation. So this is basically what we are asking you to do. It sounds maybe complicated, but it is not, don't worry, because it's just thinking about what you are going to do in the class with your students, but in a more structured way, in the sense that you are going to see, to observe what happens in the class and to analyze the result of that implementation. So I wish you the best with your implementation, and we will, together with Karina, we will be looking forward to reading your comments about implementation and, well, and also sharing any suggestions you may have. So thank you and all the best with the implementation of your action research. Thank you.